Hello everyone, welcome to Unicorn Light Tarot. Sincerely hope everybody is doing amazingly well today. If you are brand new to this channel and it's the first time you have clicked on, welcome, and obviously welcome to absolutely everybody who has been here before. Welcome back. So today we are we are going to be getting some love messages from the goddess Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of beauty, love and fertility. So, as always with Unicorn Light Tarot, we like to give you as many different layers as we can. So we're leaving it up to Aphrodite to see what messages she's going to relay to you. It could be self-love. It could be, what you need to do to repair in order or to heal in order to attract in love. New beginnings, new projects, new relationships. It could be absolutely anything. We are leaving it up to her. But if there's any advice or any support that we can give you for any healing that needs to be done before the great love of your life comes in, that will come up today too. And for those who have been with me for a little while, you know that every time we have a reading for pile 1, 2, and 3, we always have a beautiful magic candle. So for activation and abundance and healing too. So you can use that flame in any way that you want. Release what no longer serves you into the flame or bring in as much abundance as you can possibly handle. So as usual, we have 3 piles. Our first pile has a beautiful hematite crystal upon it. The second pile has a gorgeous tiger's eye stone. And then we have the clear quartz for the third pile here. So as always, take as much time as you need to come into yourself. The more you are listening to your own soul and you are grounded and in your own body, the more these readings, even though they're general readings, will resonate. So if you need to go ahead and pause the video and do a little meditation, however it is that you personally bring yourself back to you, go ahead and do that. The timestamps will be down below as always, and we will be right here waiting for you whenever you're ready. And for those who are still here, let's take in a deep breath and hold for 3 seconds and slowly release the breath, releasing everything that no longer serves us. Even if it's just for the next 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for your reading, you're welcome to pick it back up afterwards. That's always your right. So let's go ahead and move right into these readings, these channelings from Aphrodite today. We're going to move aside pile 2 and pile 3 for now. So if you chose pile 1, the beautiful hematite here, this is your reading. And as a reminder, not that you need it, but these are your readings, your love messages from the goddess Aphrodite, and we are leaving it up to her as to what I was going to say agent of love. It sounds a little James Bond, a little dramatic, but whatever the love readings are for you, however it will, whatever format comes in, we're leaving it up to her. So we're going to start off with these 2 oracle cards, and as usual we will bump up with more oracle cards and tarot as we move forward and get you some more information. So let's get right into your reading. Pile 1. So you have Ivy, and the number 14 may mean something to you too, or 1 and 4, which is 5, getting there, building up, building momentum. And then you have adjacent possibilities, and the number 24, or again 6. So for you, it feels like pile 1, the first energy that we're getting for you is that you're keep seeing this beautiful image of a tree rooted into the ground. And for many of you, and of course these are general readings, it goes without saying, but for many of you it feels as though you're absolutely ready to see what kind of love is out there for you. Done a lot of inner work, and of course the hematite here is associated with balancing the first chakra too, and clearing out the first chakra, grounding your foundation into the ground. And for you, it was very much about putting your energy first. In previous relationships, there was this sweetness to you where you let everybody be who they are, which is an absolute wonderful thing for you. An absolutely wonderful part of your personality. And in relationships, we want to be able to do that. But of course, what happens is that some people come in and they either take advantage of that, or they mask this up and see your beautiful openness and maybe sort of react to it in a certain way. And it could be a little bit of a dance whereby you end up a little bit hurt by that situation, and then the shield goes up and this goes backwards and forwards. But for you, it's a matter of putting your energy first and what it is that you want. Now, this relationship that's coming in for you, and it feels as though there's something coming in for you, is something where you can be yourself at all times, no matter what. And it feels as though very strongly for a lot of you that you had partners in the past, or even relationships in general. This could have definitely sort of been across sort of just relationships with friendships too, where people were in and around you for the most part when you were happy and wonderful. And then, when you were vulnerable and you needed help, there was a little bit of just sort of not being there for you, but you would be there for other people. And at the same time, there was a part of you that didn't want to ask for help after a while. So you hid those parts of yourself, the sort of the more vulnerable parts of yourself. But you've been working on that to realize that every single aspect of yourself, including the vulnerabilities, are the most beautiful parts of us, especially when we can express them openly. So this is something that you're able to do now. And of course, this is absolutely beautiful because it sort of widens kind of who you look for and the sort of person that you're interested in. Whereas before, you would attract sort of a certain type of person. And sometimes it could be a little bit annoying for you because at times it may have felt like, you were dating the same kind of person for a really long time. And of course, that's not exactly true, but they had similar traits. And that's perfectly human. That's what we all do until we sort of move through it. But for you is a little bit more frustrating than most. But for now, you're in this position where you can sort of, there's a spectrum of different kinds of energy that you're now sort of attracted to, and you're just sort of leaving it open to see who sort of comes in and what you're attracted to. Whereas before, you sort of had sort of a type or an understanding, and it could have been based on what you found attractive before, or whom was attracted to you. And that's another aspect of it, you stepping up to the plate and actually choosing. It feels as though for a lot of you, people chose you before, which was absolutely wonderful. It feels great to be chosen, but sometimes there's a reason why people choose you, and it's wonderful sometimes when you can choose the other person. So this adjacent possibilities is really exciting because you're sort of leaving it open to see who comes in, and sort of playing your bets a little bit and having some fun, and really not being very specific about whom you're looking for, what kind of person or what type of person you're looking for, although you're being very specific about how kind they are and how open they are. But that also has been working for you. And it's you see, in the past, it was important for you to step up and be very clear about what you wanted. But now it's not so important because you've been working on yourself so much, and ivy grows everywhere, and it's absolutely beautiful. And because you've been growing and you've been melding into your environments, you actually have sort of a set personage of who you are, and in that way you're attracting all sorts of different kinds of people. So it's not necessary for you to be on your guard. It's not necessary for you to sort of check in with your energy as much as you did before. Who am I attracting? What am I attracting? Is this good enough? So you can just sort of lay back, and that sounds a little bit weird, but you can just sort of lie back and just see who comes into your life and just really relax into this and just have some fun. Whereas before, for some of you, and again, general readings, this may not be for everybody, but for some of you, it could have been a little bit stressful, the idea of dating, because even though it was exciting and this, that, and the other, for some of you, it could have been quite, letting your guard down and trying to figure out how this works. It's almost like a dance, but not a fun dance. They move in this direction. Do I move with them? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? It's, again, sort of a guarded dance a little bit. And now you're actually approaching this with this openness, with this beauty and this trust. And also it comes from knowing who you are and having these, not boundaries, but really believing in who you are. And with that coming in, it becomes a really exciting sort of prospect. And for some of you, I keep seeing like watching these really, really fun sort of rom-com movies. I watch them all the time. I think they're really fun. And just watching them and really enjoying them before. And it feels as though for some of you, it could have stressed you out before, because they always have these seemingly happy endings, and they could have stressed you out before, but you're sort of enjoying them and trying on the prospect of people coming in and things being blundered, because something always happens. And, in the third act, something always sort of falls apart, but they come back together. This idea of like before, where you're trying to hold everything together and everything had to work out. This idea of just letting things be and seeing who sort of wants to ride this wave with you called life, and these ups and downs and vulnerabilities, these good days, these bad days, these wonderful days. But of course, if we're alive, every day is a good day, right? So this is a wonderful place for you to be in. Let's get you some more information. It does feel as though somebody's coming in for you. And of course, for some of you, you may have just met somebody, but this is either very close to meeting somebody, or this is somebody that you've just met. So you're at the beginning of this new journey. So what have we got? Man holding a heart. I really like these cards. And I love the energy of them, which is why I've got them. 45 is a very powerful number too. Put them together, it's 9. So this person coming in is going to be wonderful, but it sort of reminds me a little bit of Michael Bolton. Nothing against Michael Bolton whatsoever. I just personally probably wouldn't put them in a card, in a oracle card, but that's just me. So this is not indicative of who this person will be, look like, but it does feel as though, and again, if you're a female out there, and you are looking for a male, this is just the whom you're looking for. It doesn't necessarily denote that it will be an actual man, but for many of you ladies, it probably will be. So this is a man holding a heart. So this is somebody who is ready for commitment. That's another thing that was going on with you too. And want to be really clear about this. So you've always, not always, but in the past, you've sort of attracted people who didn't seem as committed as you were. Now, we want to be really clear about this, because some of you feel as though it was you weren't good enough to be committed to, and that wasn't it. But we want to do a little real talk here, pal one. You were in love with the idea of commitment, not in love with that person. So, and people can feel energy. So that's the reason why people didn't want to commit. It had nothing to do with you. So, and this was something that you had to learn also, or this is something that you did learn as you moved through it. So it's almost like for some of you, it's like relationship tick off and then move forward. And this is something that society does to us too, that we need to be in a relationship, or we need to be happy in a relationship. We have to have this, we have to have that. And people are perfectly happy being on their own. But anyway, regardless of that, you will be meeting somebody. 2021 is going to be sort of a big sort of reunion for a lot of soulmates coming in. So this person is ready for the commitment, and this person is ready to be seen. You weren't always ready to be seen by the other person. You wanted to be seen in a very particular way, but you also didn't want to give up your heart. You were guarded guarded when you, as to giving up your heart or giving over your heart. And that was for a reason. These people before, they weren't there. It's not that they weren't worthy of giving your heart to, but it wasn't the right combination. So there was a lot of other things that were sort of mislabeled and misused, and in these other relationships too, that you took to heart and you really didn't need to. It was nothing personal. So, but this person coming in, great sense of humor, grounded, sort of really easygoing, but don't get us wrong here. They're not a pushover, because that's something too. You don't need somebody that's a pushover, because it's almost like sometimes you do push people, and you do, but you do it to check in with them. You do it to test them. You do it, and that's also a very human trait too. I feel like I've maybe done that also, but it's kind of funny. So it's, even though somebody needs to be sort of flexible and easygoing, there's nothing about the pushover that you find in any way attractive. It's like you want a sparring partner at times. You want somebody who you can grow with, somebody who's going to support you, somebody who's strong enough to see who you are. So yeah, not a pushover in any way, shape or form, but very easygoing. Just see this energy of them sort of looking at you as you're going through these scenarios, and you'll go through these scenarios and you'll get through them, and and you'll work yourself up, and then you'll get yourself through them, and then they're just watching you do that, going, all right, you're good now, okay, good. That sort of support, but knowing when to sort of integrate themselves into what it is that you need, and then also to give you room and space to be able to figure this out on your own. So somebody who really sort of intrinsically understands you, and somebody who understands themselves, somebody who understands their own energy, also understands when they need space. I need to be able to figure this out on my own. Nothing personal. Let me do this. Whereas before that could have freaked you out. What's going on? Why do you need to be alone? Not in a way of I need to grab onto you, but in a way that, these relationships before weren't quite where you wanted them to be. So, when somebody was sort of pulling away, usually it meant they were pulling away, but this won't mean this. So two very independent people coming together, enjoying each other on every different level, and somebody you can genuinely grow with. So this is extremely exciting. I do feel as though I want to do one more from these oracle cards here. Let's see what else we have coming in for you. Man holding a coin. Again, we've got Michael Bolton. So we've got 43 up here. Beautiful. These are very, very strong numbers coming in too in numerology. So this is somebody who really knows who they are. This is somebody who's established. Now, coin could mean so many different things. Yeah, they have a lot of money. I mean, that's wonderful. But it also means that they have stability within themselves. They know what they're doing. They're on a path. And they figured out what that path is. Now that path could be really expansive. It doesn't mean that they're set in their ways and, and they've got everything, set in stone when you meet them. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Plans change, but they know who they are and they also know who they're not. And they've also been through similar relationships to you one way or another. So they will be able to meet you halfway and understand how all of this works and plays out and give you that space that you so desire. So this is a great energy coming in. It really is. This person feels like they're a traveler, at least very open to doing that, other cultures, open-minded, and also will come back and say, I was wrong about this, I'm sorry. And this is something you don't hear very often in your life, or you haven't in the past, pile one. And this goes beyond relationships or romantic relationships. This is just in your life. This is something you do not hear, or you have not heard very much in your life, and you could have heard it, you should have heard it. You're willing to admit that you're wrong, and you've taken that beautiful advice that we always say, all we can do is work with our own energy and work through things, take things and work through the inner knowledge of who we are, and then it really does change the outer. We're not in control of how anybody else thinks or acts, even when it's sort of encroached in our space and it's hurt us in some ways. All we can do is figure out how we can react to it, what we can do about it. So you've always been, a lot of the times you've been the better person. You've been the one that wants to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So you're going to figure out what your part was in this. But you weren't always met halfway. This person's going to meet you halfway. All right, I effed up here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. This happened. And it seems like it should be such a small thing, really. And in relationships, it's absolutely vital. But again, you've not had it. And this is across the board. So having this will be really, really refreshing. Doesn't mean that, of course, that you guys will never argue. In fact, it's very, very, in my opinion, it's very healthy to be able to express yourself in that way. But it's important to come back and say, all right, I overreacted from that, or from this is what I got. So I'm sorry about that. That it wasn't, in the past, you've almost had the energy around you of people who just constantly wanted to be right. And it's not about always wanting to be right, because that just doesn't work, and it's right or wrong if we're just obsessed with these in the paradigm of each relationship. The relationship suffers in some way or another. We have to be more flexible and see where we are. But if we do mess up and we are quote unquote wrong, to be able to come back and say, all right, I see it from your point of view now. I get it. This person will be capable of that. And that's a huge thing, again, across the board in your life. Absolutely wonderful. Great energy. 45, 43, loving this. It also has an understanding that this person is coming in quite quickly if you've not already met them. But if you have already met them, and this person is relatively new. All right, this is not flipped over, but I don't necessarily believe that's for you. Let's see what we have here. Let's get you some beautiful tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Very excited about this energy. Yeah, great sense of humor. You need some laughs, Everybody needs some laughs, but you need some laughs too. Also, you tend to take things quite seriously sometimes. That's how you get work done. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with that. But sometimes you need somebody to come in and just lighten things up, because with you, things move quicker when you're lighter, and when you tend to lighten things up. You get very serious about things, and this person will be a great sort of energy for you to lighten things up. Move. Okay, so death. So yeah, so we have this in the past. This is past stuff. Some of you may have even taken a break from dating because, you were either hurt from the last relationship, or you're just, I'm done, I gave everything, or what is it with the same person or the same energy coming up all of the time. So there wasn't enough of a change for you. So you took that time to really work on yourself, and it absolutely paid off. It really did. Absolutely beautiful and wonderful. Now, the adjacent possibilities, loving that. Ace of Swords. So this person is really intelligent and articulate. This person knows, again, who they are. They're grounded, but they have their own truth, and they don't suffer fools lightly, is what I keep hearing. So they have the same energy as you. They want the world to be a better place, but they also there's nothing sort of hippy dippy about them, even though they're very, very easygoing. There's nothing wrong with being hippy dippy, but sometimes we have that sort of essence and spirituality where it's like everything's great, and there's intrinsically nothing wrong with that. But one must be prepared to show up and do the work. Spirituality and real healing is actually very messy. As they say on this channel all the time, a lot of ugly crying. This person's put in the work. This person understands what it takes to do a lot of stuff, to look within, and knows how painful some of these processes can be. Feels like they're on the other side of that now, though. But when you come together, some of that healing comes up, and you'll be able to do that together. But this person is very smart, articulate, has this aura of sort of brilliance about them, but not arrogant in any way. That's another thing too. You've had sort of arrogant energy around you in some ways sometimes. And sometimes for you, it's been a little bit unfortunate, because this arrogant energy you've taken to heart, because you always give people the benefit of the doubt. You give, and this has been, it's a beautiful thing about your personality. But, you've mistaken sometimes arrogance for a leverage in a situation where you've taken them at their word. If they're arrogant, it means that they really do know what they're talking about, and they've lived through it, and it really doesn't. Sometimes arrogance really comes from bravado, and it took you a really long time to realize that. So there's nothing wrong with taking people at their word and accepting them for where they are, but also putting too much energy into that, really believing that they had it more together than they did. So there was a little bit of being duped in that way, but this person really does have it together. This person really sort of like this sort of really dramatic, beautiful wit, maybe a little dark humor coming in. For some reason, I'm feeling like maybe European or just dark humor, but also at the same time very grounded and can read a room. That's another thing for some of you, relationships before, they couldn't really read a room, and they'd have a couple drinks and insult people. Just, I can't believe you just said that. You're not going to be embarrassed by this person. You know, they can read a room. They understand people's energy. They understand where people are coming from. They're really cognizant of that, and they're all about the give and take in the energy. So that's going to be a wonderful thing for you. Oh, look at this! Come on, Two of Cups. That's wonderful. This person coming in really could be your soulmate, your significant other. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I'm not big on the whole twin flame thing because I think it gets so mixed up so many times, and there's just so many things and articles out there about like the narcissist twin flame and people being in like horrible abusive situations and thinking that they're twin flame, so they, you know, twin flame relationships, so they hold on to it. And it's, yeah, I'm not up for that. If it doesn't work for you and this person isn't worthy of you, get out. I don't care if you think they're twin flames. So I don't really subscribe to the whole twin flame thing, but if you do, go be you. That's wonderful. But you know, this person is stepping into that energy of a significant relationship. So we're going to call it the relationship. We're going to call it at least a soulmate. This person you've met before, this person you're familiar with, this person, you know, when you come together, it'll feel different to any other. You'll have similarities in your past, maybe a situation where you should have met before, but you didn't. You know, the way in which you meet could be sort of a meet cute in the old Hollywood paradigm, something cute, kind of fun. And yeah, so this is definitely a significant relationship coming in. If this isn't the person that you end up with, then this is the person that really brings everything together, and for you to really grow and blossom. So, and we're, you know, predictive readings, everything changes in a second, so we can't possibly say this is the person you'll be with for the rest of your life. This is something that you need to choose for yourself, and we would never say that, but this is a significant relationship coming in. Wonderful. Ten of Swords, man holy. Yeah, so we want to remind you that, you know, you both will be at a very significant place when you come in. But both of you have had some past issues from other relationships and other things. And you'll be able to come together, as we said before, and you will be able to heal this idea. And I think, you know, a lot of it comes from movies and things like that. And just, you know, just the whole paradoxal how relationships really work versus in the real world versus on the screen and this, that, and the other. We get everything together, and then when we're completely healed, we meet somebody, you know. In the real world, maybe that happens for you. That's wonderful. But in the real world, we heal enough to bring in somebody who can support us as we do more healing. This person will be in a position to be able to support you. You'll be able to support them as you do more healing moving forward. And yeah, and this is definitely sort of childhood stuff, other things that have come up, like two loners together. There's so many similarities, but at the same time, you have these very opposite kind of versions of reality. One will be more introverted, one will be more extroverted, and you'll be able to help each other in that way. But a lot of similarities in there, but a lot more healing coming together. But it's not going to be this. It's going to be expressive healing. It's gonna feel wonderful. It's going to be integrated. It's not going to be this explosive healing as you're not being there for me and all of this other stuff that you may have been accused of before. It's going to be holistic, and it'll move you in the same direction. It'll put you on the same path. Let's get you one more before we move forward. Let's get you one more. Absolutely wonderful, Pile One. With everything that you've been through. Sorry about I've got the window open here, so got the alarms going off in the background. Let's get you one more. The energy. How are we going to finish off this reading, Aphrodite? What message do we want to leave with Pile One here? Okay. Ooh, gorgeousness. Flames of wisdom, crone. I'm open to all of life's wisdom and share it with gratitude. That's what we said at the beginning with your energy, being open to every single aspect of your life, you know, not having to shut down or, you know, I have one particular type. So we're really thinking that this person that's coming in may not be the typical person that you would have gone for before. I'm not even talking about energy, just in general, you know. So, but this person has wisdom from previous lives. You may have known each other from previous lives. There's magic within this person. There's magic within you. And together you can sort of create this sort of magical, really fun, lots of sparks when you first meet them too. And creating them as you go along. But this, yeah, being open, if you haven't met them yet, just being completely open to how you will meet them. In the past, you sort of like narrowed in on it. When is it going to happen? Is it now? Is it now? Just let it happen. Just let yourself be there. And don't try and, of course, in the past you've been quite specific about who you want to as you move forward, but trust the universe. The universe has somebody in line for you. They know who would be perfect for you. They're actually, your angels are working together to move you two together, in this particular, again, this meet cute kind of really fun way that you might meet. So all you need to do is just have fun, be yourself, ground into your own energy, and grow like ivy. Put your energy out there first, this mysterious, beautiful, loving energy that you have, and do not doubt yourself, and this person will come in if they have not already. If you've just met somebody and you are thinking that, this is interesting, I haven't had this kind of energy before, this could be, this could be confirmation for you. But again, your own heart, your own soul, always listen to that, because your own heart and your own soul will absolutely tell you. Your mind can play tricks with you because that's your ego sometimes, but your own heart and your own intuition, drop down, always tells you exactly what you need to know, even if it's sometimes what you don't want to hear. But that's not going to be like this. That's not going to happen here. So wonderful stuff, Pile 1. Really, truly excited for you. Absolutely. There's a few things going on too. I'm going to link down below some of the readings that we did. There's a reading from Atlantis. Also, if you are ready and willing to meet somebody, but you want to get a little bit more action and support and beauty about your own energy, some more clicks before you meet somebody, I'm going to put that energy down below, the Atlantis reading when we channeled Atlantis. So that could be great for you too. I'll put another couple readings down below too for you to get some extra support and fun. And I have done some readings in the past about a future husband coming in, this, that, and the other. That was really fun. That was about a year ago. You can always check that out too and see if all of this information comes together and if it's something that you're interested in checking out. Again, always go with your heart. It's always there for you for extra information, for support and enlightening. But it's whether you go down that path is always up to you. So sending you love and support for exactly where you are and who you are in the world right now. Stay safe and sane. Beautiful Pile 1. Enjoy your life. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, lovely Pile 2s. If you chose this beautiful tiger's eye, then this is for you. You're reading from Aphrodite. Now, it's a love reading. We'll see what comes up. Got some exciting messages for Pile 1. Let's see what happens for you. So as always, we're gonna, not as always, but we are starting off with some oracle cards, and then we'll move on and get you some more information with tarot. Let's see. Ooh, Rise 22 and Happy Family. Absolutely gorgeous. So the first thing that I'm getting, and again, these are general messages, so feels as though for a lot of you, you might have already have met this person, but you're heading into a sort of a new way to be with them. For some of you, it could be blended families too. They had kids, you had kids, or it could be a discussion where you might want children, but for some of you, it'll be like you don't want to, it's fostering, it's adoption, it's that sort of thing. It's giving homes to beautiful kids who already exist in this lifetime. There's a real gorgeous energy to you. I'm so sorry, my cat is going at the sofa in the background, just in case you're wondering what that noise was. So this is a meeting of minds, and it does feel as though this person is already in and around you, for some of you who already are in relationships. Now, for those of you who are not in relationships, there's a passionate essence to this. There's this person is a goer, just go. This sort of energy, up for anything, but this is more of it's more of a family vibe. So it's not just you, it's others coming in. Now it could be about building community, but it's about not just the two of you. It's about beyond you, community, beauty, life. and leaving the world a better place. So this is kind of the energy in and around this relationship. Again, for some of you, you're already in this relationship. It's a matter of taking it to the next level. Now, it could be the specifics of bringing kids into it, but it's, for a lot of you, it will be ready to build that community. Now, you might be moving in order to build that community, or you might be on the verge of something a little bit bigger, something taking off that puts you into a new community, and puts you up into another sort of layer of life, where there's not as much struggle as there was before. Let's get you a little bit more information. I'm actually going to stay with this for now. But yeah, there's definitely traveling or patience. Okay, so let's see. So for some of you, you haven't met them yet. An angel of balance. Okay, so for some of you, okay, very clearly for some of you, you have not met them yet. But they are coming in. And for those of you, and healer of the ages. Okay, so for those of you who have not met them yet, you're being asked to be patient, but they are coming in for you. It may be a case of you've lost a little bit of hope, or you're wondering if they are, or you're very excited about the prospect of somebody coming in, but you're constantly looking for signs. So be patient, come back within yourself, enjoy your life. That's the best way to do it, to achieve somebody coming in. But it doesn't feel as though it's going to be too long. It does feel as though, and it also feels as though this person will be very familiar to you when you meet them. So yeah, it's balancing out your life. Now, for some of you, this could be a very specific message for just some of you, but very clearly hearing, if you want to have this kind of love in your life, you need to make space for it. So some of you are overworking, or you're working, or you're doing this, or you're caught up in something, which of course we all are in life. Energy is in one way, or work is taking too much time. And this gets, the energy of meeting somebody gets put on the back burner. So sometimes that's a good thing, because we're not harping on it. We're not over, we're not like over focusing on it. So for that, the patience is there, because, your energy's nowhere near it, but to be open to the energy of it, to take some time for ourselves, to put our energy first, to actually be open to the prospect of somebody coming in, need to take some time to be able to do that. So for some of you, it's asking you to sort of balance out your life a little bit. And you don't have to rearrange it in a way where there's this block of time where, all right, I'm just going to sit here and wait for somebody. Not at all, but blocking out some time for you to get back in touch with who you are, for you to have your own energy rising up and enjoy the passion of who you are. And that energy will bring somebody in. So for those of you who are feeling a little out of balance, and for each of you, it will feel right. You will know what that out of balance is. Again, too much work, this, that, and the other, or too much negativity, or, being around kind of low density energy. It just pull yourself back to center, pull yourself back to balance. So you have this sort of foundation where you can invite this energy in, because you are ready for it. There's nothing more that you need to do. It just maybe allowing in some energy and some time devoted to you, so it attracts in that energy a little bit more. But for some of you, it's about you are ready, and it's about balancing your own energy and patience. And the real message is the minute you put yourself first, your own needs first, everything that you want and who you are, and step into it. Feels like for some of you, you feel as though there's somebody right there coming in, and it really is, but it's almost like you're waiting to do some big move, or take some big steps before this person comes in. And we want to remind you that whatever is owed to you in this lifetime, when you came down before, there's a blueprint everybody has. And yes, we have free will. Yes, we can come out of this lifetime, in this life, whenever we want to. Yes, not everything is completely predestined. We're not going to suggest that it is. But there's certain people that you came in with. There's certain people that you wanted to meet. There's certain people that you had soul contracts with. This person you met before, this person you've been with before, this person's going to be very familiar to you. And you arranged to meet them in this lifetime. So no matter what you do, it's going to bring you closer to that. So for some reason, very clearly picking up that really feeling this person coming in, maybe having dreams or just the energy of them. And of course that happens before I met my husband. That happened very clearly to me. I did not know he was managing a restaurant, like I think around the corner. Yeah, it was around the corner from where I was actually living. And I was having these dreams 2 weeks, and that's exactly when he started working. So I do believe that happens, that psychic connection happens. And for some of you, it might be happening so strongly, but then you're like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Do I wait for them, this, that, and the other? And the answer is, if that's where you are and this part of the reading is for you, carry on as normal. Put your energy first. Your angels are working to bring you guys together. There's no way that you're going to miss each other. You're not going to miss each other. What's meant for you in this lifetime will come to you in divine timing. So you don't need to worry about, quote unquote, messing it up or missing the boat or anything like that. So if any of you in any way, even just in an inkling, the smallest way, putting your life on some kind of hold because you can feel this energy coming in, but you don't know how it's going to manifest, please carry on as normal. In fact, put it out of your mind. Know that it's coming in. Put your energy, your fire, your passion, your beauty forward. And if there's anything that you're doing insofar as it's about like taking an opportunity or this, that, and the other, even if it means moving, you'll meet the other person somewhere else. I tried to move several times and nothing ever worked out, and I was supposed to be here to meet and do whatever I was supposed to do. So if everything's falling into place, it's for a reason. So follow the cues, keep going. You've got this, but put your energy first and stop waiting for somebody to come in. They'll come in a lot quicker, and you don't have to worry about missing them in any way, shape, or form. So that just may be a little bit of an inkling of a message for some of you. But this person is the energy of, there's family energy in and around them. So based on that, the energy is somebody that you can move forward with, somebody that you can have a proper life with, somebody that you can build a future with. And also somebody who is on the same track as you, a healer of sorts, but they will do something, they will be in a completely different realm doing whatever they're doing. You'll be doing whatever you do. They might actually be in the healing arts. Maybe they're in medicine. Who knows? It's not about the specifics here, but they have healing hands. They have an energy of healing, and they also understand what it takes to heal. They understand the responsibility behind healing, and this is the kind of person that you can trust in. Keep seeing pillar of light. This person has Christ consciousness energy and wants to adhere to that and really understands it. This person also respects the power of women and the power of the feminine, and sometimes it almost feels like for some of them, it feels like they've been made to respect the power of the feminine because of everything, been bowled over by the energy of it. But either way, they respect that and they respect you. Now, I've said this in old readings, and I do understand where this comes from. If somebody puts you up on a pedestal, you couldn't possibly, you can't adhere to that, and then, it becomes unbalanced. But, I'm going to put something to you, Paul, too. For you, it's important to be on a little bit of a pedestal. And we love the idea that somebody is going to come into your life very, very soon who's actually going to look at you in a way that you've never been looked at before, in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way, where they do see you as a goddess, or this is not about gender. You can be a male and be a goddess. They're fierce. So, look at you like you've never been seen before, and, put you on a little bit of a pedestal, and because it makes them understand your worth. Now, if it's out of balance where you're completely on that pedestal and they can never keep up, then yeah, that gets tiresome after a while. But this person is on your level. This person is balanced coming in. But there's no harm in your significant other thinking that you're absolutely amazing, putting you up on a little bit of a pedestal. And this is the sort of energy that's coming in for this reading. I have no problems with that. So, this person coming in and that giving you that look, that's absolutely wonderful. And we want that for you. So, again, it's not going to be imbalanced where they're giving you all of the power. Oh, you have all the power. I'm nothing. Woe is me. Woe is me. No, and you may have had situations like that before. That's not what we're talking about. Let's get you some tarot and get you some more information. This is really fun. This person loves... Now, the thing is, it's really careful what we're going to say. This person loves children. they may love them for other people. They may not actually want them. Maybe that's, the blended family, and we talked about, maybe adoption. Be willing to sort of, but they want a community, and they want to build a community, and they want to help people in the community. So there may be different ways in which it feels like you guys will be working with each other and sort of living uniquely, a little outside of the box, maybe, not two kids, two cars, a hatchback, and a white picket fence. Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all if that's what you want. But it doesn't feel like it will be that kind of relationship. It's more like if you do have a kid, it'll be on a backpack going up the Himalayas, that sort of thing. So it feels like you guys have your own version of things. But they're open to community. They're open to family in a way that you guys will figure out on your own terms. And this goes for you too. And again, you may already have kids, so there could be a blended family essence coming in here. But this person is fire. They're fun. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this person coming in, it does feel, let's do this one too, Rise, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this person, it feels like they're coming in sort of in a whirlwind a little bit again. So don't wait for them. Get on with what you're doing. They're going to come in a lot quicker. There's a divine timing element coming in. But they're absolutely wonderful. And there's an essence too. And this happened a little bit in Pile 1, which is really funny. So the message that I'm getting for you is don't dismiss. Now, there might, for some of you, again, this could be a message just for some of you. There could be somebody that you were thinking about, but they're not usually your type, or you're not sure about if you want to go for it. But this person could be a little bit sort of outside of your type, or somebody that you wouldn't have seen yourself with necessarily like 3 years ago, even a year ago. But that's not a bad thing. This person can sort of bowl you over in a way that's really quite unexpected. I feel like this person is very spontaneous in a way that doesn't freak you out, because some of you were like, what the hell? But really, really fun. Come in with a bunch of flowers, or they're very thoughtful in a way. But even when they get flowers, it may be, they didn't necessarily just go into a store and get it. There's nothing cliche about that. That's wonderful. It's still very thoughtful. But there's nothing about it. They would have gone and picked them wildflowers and asked, the stream beside it if it's okay, if they can pick the flower. They have a real consciousness about them. There's a real quirkiness about them. And, at first they may be a little bit too quirky for you, or what the hell's going on? There might be something that you're like, do I want to do this? But again, always listen to your heart. Your head will sometimes tell you, what the hell? Oh, no, we're not going there. But listen to your heart. There's something a little bit quirky and unique about this person that you may have overlooked. The previous you may have overlooked. But, we want to suggest to you that, you're not the same person that you were, and you have changed and you have healed. And this person can bring in this real sort of like energy of the world. There's this real whirlwind energy to them, this childlike quality, this really fun kind of quality. A little bit different energy to Pile 1 when we talked about that person coming in. This person has can railroad you a little bit with the energy, because it's so strong, it might be like, all right, back up now a little bit, but they'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, I get it, and then they will, so a little less even keeled. This person could be really energetic and really, really talkative in a way that you're like, oh, I don't know if I don't know if that's me. I'm a little bit more introverted, but if they're in and around you in this energy, give them a chance. Give them a chance. Let them show you who they are. They're bringing in new energy that you may not have thought that you needed. So, there's a real unique, beautiful... Oh, look at this. Lovers. Aphrodite is really pulling it out of the woodwork today. I don't know if that's a saying, but the lovers, absolutely. So this person coming in, really want a community. And there's occult elements coming in with this person too. They're not creepy in any way, but they're open to other ways of doing things. They're open to, again, the healing elements. But if they're open to the healing elements, they have to be very grounded. Mysticism has to be very grounded for this person, so it becomes very practical. So they've got this real whirlwind kind of woo. It's kind of a little bit woo-woo energy about them, but they ground it into a very sort of pragmatic energy too. which is a really lovely balance. They're also a person that gets things done, but I'll tell you right now, you can't force them to do it in the time that you want them to do it. They have their own timing to do things. They may seem as though they get things done a little slower than you would do them, because you're like, I've clicked this off, tick this off my list, I'm done. Where are you? Oh my God, seriously, you're still there? Try not to get frustrated. Again, this person beats to their own drummer, but when they've decided they're going to do something, they absolutely do it, but they will do it in their own timing, and they will do it beautifully, and it will flow gorgeously. But it's like, I keep seeing this energy of pulling this horse that it's not gonna happen. You know, you can't push them. You can't push them, you can't tell them how to do it or hurry up in any way. They have their own divine timing. So they have their own divine timing about when they're going to show up too, but they have their own divine timing about when they're going to get things done. So yeah, again, quirky, have their own way of doing things, but it's going to be fun. Once you learn to give them a sort of a wide berth, as we say at home, and trust that they're going to get things done beautifully, and they, you know, absolutely beautifully get things done. Not half-arsed about anything when they do it, but has to be on their own terms. So what do we have here? 10 of Wands. And we also have Angel of Wands. Oh, King of Pentacles. This is a gorgeous person you can definitely work with. Somebody that you can really build a life with and build community with. And also somebody who's going to take off some of those burdens. Now, in the past, you're the sort of person that takes on everything for everyone. You're kind of the one in the community that gets things done. And sometimes when you really have no energy, you turn off the phone and pretend you're not there. And it makes you feel really awful about doing that. But you're spent. You just can't do it. You disappear. So you have these two sort of modes where you're there for everybody and then you burn out and then you just can't do it. This person is going to bring in balance. I'll get this done for you. And sometimes they'll suggest to you, you know, are you taking on too much? Do you really need to do that? And that's not a bad person for you to be with by any shape, but it's very good for you, because in the past you felt as though you needed to take on something and a little bit of that martyr energy, and even though you're moving through it and putting your energy first, and this is something that you're very aware of yourself, sometimes when you're overwhelmed and things are happening, you can fall back into old habits of doing things and trying to heal other people and making everybody okay and putting them first. And this person will always there to remind you, you know, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You know, let me do this or whatever. And you'll be like, oh, no, you'll take too long. And then you'll have this sparring energy and then you'll both laugh. So this person is somebody that can come in and help you sort of take the load off a little bit. And this is a wonderful source of inspiration for you. This person will be a constant inspiration for you because in many ways you don't see things eye to eye. You're coming from a different point of view. Now, sometimes that can be infuriating for you. And it will continue to be infuriating. That's the way love works sometimes. But when you're on that energy of this person also sort of displays a very different way of being in the world. And this way is an amazing way for you to take on. It doesn't mean that you need to do it their way, but this energy of how they are and how they operate in the world, being constantly around you would not be a bad thing at all. And possibly the other way too, the way in which you work too, because sometimes they need to sort of take care of details in a way that you know you do, and you know, and you'll both take care of different things within your life together. But it will be a really interesting way, because the way in which you approach things are very, very different, and this could be open you up to all kinds of different kinds of inspiration and beauty. And the way in which you speak to each other too, it's very inspiring. A lot of people have, you know, different kinds of relationships. The best kinds of relationships, in my opinion, and which is the one that you're moving into, is this somebody who inspires you to want to be a better person, you know. And sometimes people have these relationships with people who are wonderful parents and wonderful, you know, homemakers, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they get inspired from the community and from their friends and from outside of the marriage or outside of the person that they're with. And if that works for you, that's wonderful. You'll have it all in this relationship, which will be really, really wonderful. So let's finish off with the energy of this energy coming in. So Aphrodite, what last message do we want to give pile 2 about this beautiful relationship? What energy do you want to hand over? Alrighty. Archangel Raphael, we've got the number 9 too. I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. And again, that is a reminder to put your energy first. It will bring in this person quicker. And also, I think I may have mentioned this in pile 1, but you know, this idea that we have to have all our ducks in a row to be able to invite in this new person, you know, healing often, you know, a certain amount of healing to be done to make way for this new person coming in. But usually a lot of deep healing comes in when the other person joins our life. So, you know, you don't have to get everything done. You don't have to feel as though you've reached a new plateau of this, that, and the other of healing before this person comes in. Give yourself some time, give yourself some patience, enjoy your life, bring in as much joy, that childlike energy that will bring in this energy sooner rather than later. And when this person comes in, they're like a whirlwind anyway. So it will be unmistakable, this energy. But yeah, invite in maybe the healing and the knowledge of who you are and that patience, and just really, really sit with who you are. And again, be open to every single situation that's going to move forward, that will move you forward to meet this person. But at the same time, don't put anything on hold. Go be you. Go work your magic. That magic will have the essence and that energy that will pull this person in far quicker than you can ever imagine, especially if you're dreaming about them or having an inkling of their energy, which some of you are already. So these are our messages, Paul 2. Very exciting. We have other messages too. I just did a reading channeling Atlantis, which is very exciting. I'm going to put that down below for you if you want some extra support and love. So check out that reading if you haven't already. We are sending you so much love and support for exactly who you are and where you are right now in the world. Very exciting times for you. Please stay safe and sane until we meet again, Pal 2. Bye-bye. Okay, my lovely Pal 3s, if you chose the clear quartz, this is your personal reading your personal love reading from the goddess Aphrodite. We've gotten some really fun messages for Pal 1, 2, and now we're on Pal 3. So we will start with oracle cards as usual, and then we'll move into more oracle and some tarot for more information. So let's get going on your reading. Abundance, number 1. This doesn't need to be upside down. And then Magician and the Mirror. Absolutely wonderful. And we have numerology here. We have 53. So right away, feeling as though there's somebody coming in for you. Most of you in Pal 3 have not met this person yet, but some of you may have already have met them, but it's pretty early stages for the most part. Now, this person is going to be amazing and infuriating at the same time, and we'll tell you why. Because they are very similar to you. They're very similar to you. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I am not crazy about the whole twin flame thing. It has been blown way out of proportion, and just, I don't know, it's not my thing. But this seems to be a twin flame relationship because there's a mirroring that's going on. It's a deep level of healing that will be attainable for both of you. Now, soulmate relationships are absolutely wonderful, but we do have the twin flame relationships, which do come up, not as often as people think. And a lot of, I would say 8 times out of 10 when people think they're in a twin flame relationship, that's not what I'm seeing. But this is a twin flame relationship because the mirroring that comes in is going to drive you nuts. And that's what happens in these relationships. You see yourself, whatever it is that you need to heal in the other person. So this is going to be one of those really intense relationships, but it's going to be beautiful. There's going to be some ups and downs. Now, this is something, a relationship that you may have had and coming back to. Some of you have not met them. Some of you may think that you've had this kind of relationship before and you're like, oh, I know who it is. It's probably not that person. It's somebody brand new coming in. But that person that you're referring to and that relationship that you're referring to absolutely set you up and prepared you for this relationship. So it's new energy coming in one way or another. Absolutely new energy. So again, some ups and downs, but some beautiful ups and downs. A very different relationship than you've ever had before, even though other relationships, as we just stated, could have set you up in some ways and prepared you in some ways. But there's no actual 100% preparedness that you can be for this relationship. These relationships seemingly come out of nowhere. And again, like pile two, but really much more connected. You can dream about this person, get a sense of this person. And it does feel as though this person is absolutely ready for you, coming in without a shadow of a doubt. However, there is some healing to be done on both sides. And this is where the mirroring comes in. And that's what happens with the twin flame relationships. Let's get you a little bit more information about this person. But this person definitely is magical for you. And we don't want to take away from the fact that this is a wonderful relationship. You're both empaths, and you both have this very clear understanding that you want to leave this world a better place. And you also have a very firm commitment to the truth, both of you. Not truths that are coming from the ego, not truths that are true for you, universal truths. A very firm commitment to that, both of you do. And very firm commitment to getting to the truth. Now, it sounds a little bit strange, but sort of an investigator kind of thing. I'm not saying that they will be an investigator, although they might be. But when they look at something analytically, they want to get to the deep truth one way or another. It's very important. So they approach things in that way. They're not easily duped into conspiracy theories or any of that, this, that, and the other. They're absolutely sort of single-minded in that way to get to the actual truth. Now, when we get to the actual truth, sometimes we can't use our minds because our minds work in a very specific way, and they can be manipulated into this, that, and the other. And then sometimes we use our heart, but then if fear is in our heart, then we can use our minds to justify the fear, and then we're like, this is the truth, right? That's not how this person works. It's the opposite of this person. They work with their intuition in a very balanced way as they work with this pragmatic mind, and will be able to get to the actual truth every single time. And this person is dedicated to that in everything that they do. So, and they may have some kind of living where that truth is revealed. And it could be an artist. They could be an investigator. Who knows? They could be a researcher. They would be excellent researchers. An essence of all of them. Door to romance. Look at that, 33. Sorry, I got so excited for you. Absolutely do that. Some of that is opening up your heart to this energy coming in. Some of you have been a little bit hurt, but we can assure you they have been too. A lot of what you've been through can be mirrored in action with this person. In fact, you may have lived in the same place or thought about going to the same university or something sort of strange, but you never met at that time. There was a little bit of that in pile one, but this is much more integrated, very different energy though. So I would say stick with this. Pile, this is definitely for you. There was not in any way, although this did come up, man holding heart, there wasn't any kind of energy of a twin flame relationship in pile one. So you're definitely where you need to be. 45 is a wonderful energy too. The thinking man, yes, absolutely. That's what we were saying. We were saying that before. 45 and 46, getting to the heart of the matter, getting to the truth. Also, the other thing is that the way in which they articulate themselves really cuts through, pardon my French, the bullshit. So sometimes they may piss people off, but it's just because people don't really want to hear the truth. Sometimes people want to stay where they are and believe what they want, and that's their right. But this person has this very, very firm understanding is that's your right too, and they respect everybody else's right to be the way that they are. But the way this person sees it, if you bring this to my door, I'm not going to let you get away with this. It's absolute caca, right? And they will absolutely, and people around them will not like it. They will not like it because it is the truth. And, this person is bringing light, but they're doing it in such a specific way, a sort of cutting edge. And this person could have had this energy throughout their lives where people didn't like being shown the mirror. People didn't like the energy that they brought, and that's because they couldn't deal with this person pulls down projections, right? This person pulls down projections and shows you how things really are. And they do this in through articulations, but they do this in the way that they live too, and people don't like that. People have built up very firm realities, and some people want to stay there. And in my opinion, my personal opinion, they have every right to stay there. They really do. Earth is a free will zone. And again, this person that you're with believes that too. But if they're in and around them, again, you've brought it to their doorstep. So they're not going to stand for it. They do not suffer fools lightly. So this person is a firecracker, right? An absolute firecracker. And you are too, in many different ways. But you're not a firecracker in the same way necessarily. But together, both of you in the pursuit of truth, and again, very specific universal truth that, allows for all other truths, but at the same time remains in love, in a very, very sort of visceral way. Your commitment, both of your commitments to do this really can, energy together really can change communities, really can change the world. And the success of what you do really will reach far and wide. This is why the energy of this is a twin flame relationship, because they do come in together to heal, but also to change the outer world in order to make the world a better place. And that's why they're here. They're very committed to that as well as each other. So a very intense relationship. And again, the ups and downs of seeing yourself and the other person, for both of you could drive yourself a little bit insane. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. It just popped over. I'm going to keep going, but we'll bear that in mind. But this is all right, this popped out. Let's just use these. But this is all energy that moves you forward, because everything you do, you sort of move like an engine on a track moving forward. And everything that you do for yourself and for your others has some remnants of needing to make the world, or wanting to make the world a better place. And you're absolutely capable of doing that, right? And one of the things that, one of the ways in which you do that is you shine light on the darkness. You shine the light on what isn't working. You shine the light on, or you expose is another. You move away and you expose what isn't working, even if people are absolutely adamant about it being the truth, right? So again, that can be uncomfortable for people, but it doesn't really matter. Two of Swords, absolutely coming into, when people are in and around your energy, it causes them to make some sort of decision, or they're not in a position anymore to, how do we say it, live the life that they were living before. You sort of take the blindfold off of situations, of people, of everything. And sometimes people can accuse you of reducing things, but you do reduce things down to love. This doesn't make any sense. It's not always about this. It's, sometimes we have to look at the darkness. Sometimes absolutely, all of that is absolutely valid. And a lot of people will be coming up in and around you and say, if we don't face this, and if we don't do this, and we don't rile up against it, and you'll be like, yeah, we can do all of that by focusing on love. So you'll always be able to bring it back to others who are, and they're going to be infuriated by this energy, but honestly, it really doesn't matter, because it's for them to figure out, not you. But this is the energy that's in and around you. Under abundance, yes, 10 of Cups. I just saw it as we were shuffling, and I said to myself, if it's going to come out, it'll come out. So this is a person that you can have a commitment with to really work with. Now, this is a person too. Now, this is not for everybody, every single person that's listening to this reading, but you might have some kind of business with this person, although it feels like you'll be going off and doing your side businesses. You're very attached, but also extremely independent. So, but when you're together, So you might have something where you work with each other on something, and it will be bringing joy to other people. For some people, it'll be a catering business that just came in, money, catering business, spreading joy with beautiful food and bringing that energy. For some of you, it could be a healing business or some kind of art, but you work with each other with this. And again, you'll have your own other businesses. It does feel like for most of you, each one of you will have several different businesses going on that you'll be able to integrate at different levels, sources of different incomes. And there's a reason for it. Both of you get bored very quickly. and very easily, and you always want to be moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. It can be difficult for you to stay still, and sometimes you need to stay still in order to get things sort of off the ground, and that's something that you'll work through together. But that's why you have several different businesses. But it'll be an integration of all of them coming in. They will be slightly different, but at the same time, it'll be they'll be fused together in a very easy way. It's not like you'll be like a coroner and then a Reiki. I mean, you could be a Reiki master and a coroner. I mean, I don't know how dead bodies will want the Reiki. That could be wonderful too. But it won't be. It'll all be linked together. There'll be an understanding. There'll be a common denominator in what you do. Now I'm very intrigued about those two things working together. So yeah, if any of you do that, let us know in the comments below. So you've got the King of Cups, this person coming in, a real sense of their emotionality and how to use it, which could be really interesting for you because for a lot of you, Pile 3, you're very, you have a lot of emotionality, you have a lot of depth. Again, we already established that you're both empaths, but you may not have known how to use them as well as this person coming in. So you may have dumbed them down, you may not have integrated them as well, and sometimes you've repressed them, they've come out in sort of strange ways. So it may not have been for you. The struggle could have been quite real for some of you when it came to emotionality. And this person is just like, yeah, I'm emotional, so what? And they just show their emotions and they're out there, and you're going to be in awe of this. And, have this, how do they do it, and at the same time, the mirroring effect of it could make you feel quite uncomfortable, make you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can handle this. This is too much for me. There's a part of you that will want to run. But whatever energy this person brings into the relationship is exactly the energy that you need to learn from. So this is just a very specific example for some of you with the emotionality of what can happen with the mirroring. But again, this is exactly what's needed. This person is very free in an area that you've not been, and you can learn from them and vice versa. But when it comes up, you're going to be like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. I mean, it's going to be a real visceral reaction to it. Like, this is too much. But it isn't too much, see? It really isn't too much. Them being too much is just an indicator of how much you've repressed it. So a lot of this mirroring images will be coming up for you, but it's the way in which you will heal, right? So 45, and we've got the Knight of Swords coming in here, and we've got the Six of Swords. So this person coming in is definitely like the sort of person that is mentally able, ready to move forward, and ready to put a new chapter in their lives. So you consciously will make a new chapter together, which is very exciting, but also not willing to completely negate everything that either one of you has gone through. You'll be willing to really look at the experiences that you've gone through and make them draw the wisdom from them. Although some of them, it feels like, especially on the other person, it feels as though they've been through a lot. And sometimes they can get down in that energy of, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been through this. And you'll be able to pull them up and go, there's experience from this. This is, the wisdom is there. And they know that too. But they're going to be very responsible for their own healing journey, which is, for some of you, kind of like a breath of fresh air, right? And this is somebody that's definitely available, again, for some of you, a breath of fresh air. And this is somebody that's going to really understand what it takes to make it, and in different aspects of your life too. A lot of people expect things to sort of just be handed to them, or I want to be a better person, I want to heal, but I'm just going to project, I'm just going to do this, and they keep doing the same thing over and over again when they're not really willing to change their lives. They're not able to, and they're stuck in trauma. There's a lot of trauma that's coming up, possibly from your side, definitely, but we're channeling them, really. definitely from their side, but they're willing to use that trauma as a catalyst for moving forward. Not everybody is. It's called being responsible for your own energy. Not everybody is able to do that, and we're not shown that in society. We're shown to buckle up and get on with it, so it's nobody's being mean about anybody who can't do it. It's all a trauma response. But we're also not taught to have compassion for other people. We're taught, if you don't have your shit together, let's move on, or this, that, and the other. This person is completely different. They're really going to work with trauma in a very different way and open you up to the understanding of how it can be used for wisdom. Now, even though you're aware of this, seeing it in the action form will be slightly different for you. And the way in which you work with your life and heal your life and be able to go through your life and pick out the nuggets of wisdom will be absolutely beautiful with this person. Again, ups and downs. It's going to be fine, though. And again, you'll be able to pool that knowledge together, and however you present it to the world, you'll absolutely be able to help other people sort of work through trauma in a very specific way that will really make sense to other people, because we're not taught this. And we just keep doing keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's a sign of madness, right? But you know what? If we're not taught the ways in which to handle it to begin with, we're going to keep doing it the same ways. You are the lock and this person is the key, and together you unlock something for the greater purpose, the greater design. And that's part of your blueprint. So it's a really, really beautiful relationship that's coming in for you. Very, very powerful. Again, we did label this relationship a twin flame, but for everybody sitting out there in really weird relationships going, oh, I know, I'm already in this relationship. This relationship is going to be different. This is a different relationship. You will know this relationship when they come on. I don't know how many people come to me for readings and say my twin flame, and they describe them, and you click into the energy and you're like, this is not a twin flame relationship. This relationship will feel like it. You will know it. It will be completely different. If this is a relationship that has not worked out before, it is not a twin flame relationship. I know there's this runner thingy, chaser rubbish that goes along with it, which is probably true, but that's not it. That's not what we're talking about. This is brand new. This is a new energy coming in. And also with the very, very, very small amount, maybe 1% of a person that's gone away and done the work that they need to do coming back. Sometimes that happens when you read for a person. They can seem completely different because their energy has changed. They show up as a new person because you're reading somebody's energy. Maybe for 1% of you, or a couple of people out there, if it's a returning relationship, this person, but this is the person that we're talking about. They will not show up as before because the energy will be vastly different. They've done the work that they've needed to do. Again, as you come together, real healing comes in. It's not done just because you've gone off and done whatever you needed to do. Real healing really happens in tandem, really happens in community, really happens when we open up with each other. A lot of healing is wonderful when it's done on its own, but true full healing down to the core of the wound needs to be done in safe places. So this is this new person coming in. So maybe for a couple of you out there, it is somebody that's already been in your life and they're showing up as somebody new. But again, you will know this, you will feel it. So let's get you one more. So Aphrodite, the energy of this reading, how do we want to finish the energy of this reading? What message do you want to give pile 3 about this significant other coming in? This new beginning for this significant other. What is it? What's the message? Beautifully. All right. Embrace change, 31. I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. So this person brings in great change. This person brings in a new beginning, as we said before. Embrace it. Stay open to it. You don't need to wait for it like we talked about in pile 2. Still be you. Go be you. Don't worry about any of it. All of it's divine timing. but embrace the change. And again, as we said, for those of you who are coming into this energy or in and around this energy and you've got these ups and downs, don't put up with anything that you feel as though in your heart isn't, we're not telling you to stay in any kind of relationship where you shouldn't be. We would never do that. But, also understand where you are. Be honest about where you are. Is this mirroring? Am I being triggered right now? What can I do with this triggering? There's a very big difference between abuse and being triggered. And that's the biggest problem that I have in these twin flame relationships, because people are really mixing up the idea or the understanding of being triggered versus somebody who's actually abusing them. So you know what's going on. You know what's up, pile 3. Don't settle for anything, any behavior that's lesser than what you deserve. And that goes across the board. But when these triggerings come up, how can I work with them? What do I need to do? Be available for that change. Embrace it. This person is going to come in like a whirlwind and just sort of shake things up. And maybe that's exactly what you needed. But you got to be open to it to begin with. If that's something that you're open to, it's available to you. So pile 3, that's what we have for you. Wonderful. As we said in pile 1 and 2, I'm going to list down below some other beautiful readings that we did recently. One of them is Channeling Atlantis. If you haven't checked that out, I'm going to list it down below. You might find some extra support and beauty there. It's always around the collective energy that we've just worked with, and that was only done a couple of days ago, so that's why I like to put that down below. Sending you so much love, so much support for exactly where you are and who you are right now in the world. You stay safe and stay safe and sane until we meet again. Pile 3. Bye-bye.